Hi, everybody. It's Sarah. As you can see, there was just a cow on the screen. And, I should not be this excited because we are talking about cancer in a cow, which is obviously devastating. And I know how many people are going to say to me, oh, I didn't even know cows could get cancer. Well, we hear that all the time, even with dogs. So obviously, yes, any animal can get cancer. And I am trying to bring them in here. One second. There we are. This is Gracie and BB, and Jordan is behind the camera. She's with Farm Animal Refuge. Hello, guys.
Hi.
Oh, good to see you. So, for those of you that recognize that name, Farm Animal Refuge, we actually helped a pig by the name of Dora, which I wish I had a picture right now, but I will get one. Jordan, can you just give us like a quick little update on Dora?
Yeah, I'm so sorry to say, Sarah, that we lost Dora,
Oh,
unfortunately.
oh
Yeah,
no.
she did. She got so much extra time though. She kicked cancer's butt. We had like a very, very beautiful year with her after that.
Okay, well that's good. That's good. And I probably missed that news, so I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
No, yeah, we loved her, and she was the first pig that we helped, and actually got added. I'm gonna just pop up our logo for a second. She actually got added to our logo, and we
I
also
love that.
yeah, I know. We recently helped a goat, which I know you were recently transporting a goat. So there's a goat that we helped from a rescue, a farm animal rescue too, that's local to this area. So I am very excited that we're going to be able to add a cow to this logo, and you will have two
Yeah.
animals in this amazing logo. But Jordan, please tell us the story of Gracie. I know she was rescued from a dairy farm, from the dairy industry, which is awful.
Yeah, we're gonna have BB tell her story because she does it so well, and Gracie loves loves to hear her talk about her. But yeah, no, I just wanted to comment on one thing that you were saying earlier was like a lot of people are so surprised that cows can even get cancer or pigs can get cancer, and part of that is that farm animals often don't even get the same kind of like medical treatment, right? As even some companion animals don't get, as you guys know, but especially in cows, and most of them aren't unfortunately at farms making it to an age old enough where we start seeing things like cancer pop up. It's kind of exclusive to sanctuary and pet homes. So I'll let BB tell her story.
So Gracie is a Holstein cow. She was rescued from the dairy industry. I find it some people still don't know a lot about dairy. Um, Cows don't just make milk. A lot of people say that. Why doesn't Gracie have udders? Because she's never been bred. And cows don't just make milk. They are just like a human who has to have a child in order to produce milk. So do cows. So every year, the female cows in the dairy industry are impregnated. The babies are taken when they're born. The boys go directly to slaughter for the veal industry, which is just kind of a horrific side part of dairy. The females are put right back in the industry until they are about the ripe old age of 5. Um, and just for reference, Gracie's 9, and a sanctuary cow can live 25 to 30 years. So going out at 4 is they're just babies still. But Gracie was rescued. She had a hernia under her tummy. And so she was considered a discard. Can you imagine this big, beautiful girl, 2,600-pound, beautiful girl being a discard? But she was. It's another unfortunate part of farmed animals. So she was a discard. She was brought here, and we wrapped her hernia with a kind of like a surgical grade wrap, medical wrap around her belly. At that point, her belly wasn't this big. She was very tiny, barely 100 pounds. So it just wrapped right around her belly. We were able to fix it non-surgically. And since then, she's lived her 9 years, this big, beautiful girl here. She plays, she runs to her name. She loves her cow friends. She loves living. She loves life. She moves. She yells at me when she sees me walk by. She'll come running in to me from the pasture to her name. She wears these beautiful bows. She's the star of all our tours because everybody wants to hug a cow, and Gracie loves hugs.
Do you want to give her a hug?
She's cuddled. They're there's such a cutoff, like Jordan was saying. They these farmed animals are no different than the cats or dogs that live in our homes, but there is such a cutoff. They are, you know, in the United States, we don't typically eat the pets that are in our home, and these guys are just for some reason shunned off to that part where they don't get the medical care because, like Jordan was saying, they all that farmed animals are all slaughtered at such a young age. They never make it to get those problems. Pigs are 4 or 6 months old, and um, Angus cows are about 15 months old. But Gracie is just like the cats and dogs in her home. She loves love. She loves humans. She loves living. And we love cuddling. So every day I go out and cuddle Gracie and brush her. She puts her head in my lap. We were hoping to have her do that today, but she's up eating. So, you know, a girl's got to eat. In my usual cuddle sessions, I go out in the pasture with Gracie every day because now I'm grandma, and I'm hold her in my lap and I brush her. Something I also have video on that I've done since she was tiny. So I was brushing her and I noticed she had a little piece of hair on her eye. And so we decided to rinse the hair off that was stuck, was irritating her eye. We got the hair out, and when we got the hair out with the saline, we noticed some little tiny pink bumps on the inside of her lower, it's her third eyelid, but it looks like it's right inside her eye. And so we let our vet know, and when she came out, Dr. Rosen thought it looked very suspicious too. And so she actually cut part of it out, right inside. She cut a large chunk of her third eyelid out, more than just the bumps. And we sent it in for a biopsy. And about a week later, we got the results that it was positive for squamous cell carcinoma. But the margins were excellent, and they said they've never seen it caught that early. And like I was saying before, the reason, you know, we caught it early is she's a sanctuary cow.
Because she gets cuddles.
She gets cuddles and love every day, just like they all do. Whereas at a working farm, it goes undetected until it's too late, and then they lose the whole eye, if or, you know, worse. So we got really lucky there, and moving forward for her care now that it's gone, and that we got good margins, we have a person that's actually custom making her a UV 92.5% UV protection fly mask that she'll be able to wear during the sunny days, because lighter pigmented cows are more predisposed to getting that. So
I love it. Okay, so Jordan, for you, is this your first cow at the sanctuary, or have you had others?
We do have other cows at the sanctuary, so they're probably actually all out in the pasture right now. But Gracie was the first, or was it? Yeah, Gracie was the first cow here.
Yeah, and as a calf, you got her, which is just amazing.
yeah,
Just a baby, yeah.
Maybe she was very, very sick, very small. She was one of the very first animals here at Farm Animal Refuge.
She opened the place.
Yeah, she was just a couple before her, but she was definitely the first cow. But now there's 5 total cows. So.
And Jordan, how awesome is it that you have your mom, BB, there to share these amazing experiences?
You know, it's so amazing. Obviously, I'm really close with my mom, which really is one of the reasons why I went vegan and wanted to open the sanctuary, right? It was hard for me to hear that moms were separated from their babies, and Gracie's like the perfect example of that. And so obviously we're very close, and it was so nice during the pandemic era, she got offered an early retirement and decided to move out here and be a full-time farm grandma.
It's my dream. I feel like I'm 9 years old again, because I've always loved animals so much, and to be able to be with them every day is just amazing. And I get to be with my daughter, so daughters.
Yeah, that's so awesome. So Jordan, I know you have paid about $1,600 in bills. Obviously, we're going to cover all of that, and then whatever she needs in the future, let us know. You know, whether it's diagnostics, whether it's one of those eye masks, we can cover anything.
Thank you so much. You guys are so amazing. Again, I love the work you guys do for people that, you know, their pets are going through cancer. It's such a tough time for the people, and what you guys do is so amazing. And then I really love that you guys also extend that to farm animals and like also value them like that. And I just feel really, really
I'm
grateful.
actually crying now because that's just really special. It makes such a huge difference, and just to know that people care, about farmed animals and about Gracie, of course, too, just very special. Just thank you all so much.
Yeah, of course. And please go to their website if you are thinking about becoming vegan or you have stopped eating beef and are, on the fence about other things. There's so much knowledge on there. They don't just rescue farm animals, they educate. A lot of you that listen to my podcast know that I stopped eating meat because of podcasts that I have done where I have seen how farm animals are abused. We talk about Seed, my friends at Seed, who really help with farm animals, and not just that, but like the runoff that comes from farms and all of the health risks from the environment in these awful farms. And again, there are so many layers to this. So, but Jordan, I appreciate, that you are just not just saving the animals, you're educating people on how they can help. If you say to yourself, I can't do this right now, but I can do this, like every little thing matters. And believe me, you will get there eventually, because when you see a cow like Gracie or a goat or Dora the pig, you will say to yourself, like, why am I doing this? These animals mean so much. And I assume too, Jordan, I mean, we can see, I think you said even Gracie's an ambassador and loves humans so much, but the cows are like the pigs, like Dora, like they're smart, like they know what's going on.
So smart. And one of my favorite things about cows is I think out of all the species that we rescue here is I think cows are the most curious.
Yeah.
Like Grace is just so curious about anything. Like she's obsessed with babies. So if there's any baby animal here, like a human baby, a piglet, a goat, she just wants to lick them. And like, because, it's so interesting for her because she doesn't see a lot of babies, obviously. And she really likes like the neighborhood dogs. So like kids that take their dogs for a walk down the street, Gracie will come pouncing around the corner to like go see her dog friends. But cows are smart, just like pigs, and also just incredibly curious, very, very dog-like in my opinion. Like come to their names, like playing ball, and they actually puppy pounce like dogs do, where they put their paws down and their butts up.
Oh, I love that. See, like I grew up, I think I told you guys this when you were on the podcast, but I grew up in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, which was, I was surrounded by farms, and there's so much that I have learned since then. Obviously, I really loved farm animals, but I didn't understand back then, like how bad it was, what was going on. And, some people had them as pets too, where I lived, but it is amazing. Even when you said that she comes when her name is called, like a lot of people would not expect that from a cow. It's awesome.
Yeah, I wouldn't have either, and that's again one of the big reasons why we wanted to start this place is so often, whether we grew up in the country or not, right, we just don't get to meet farm animals that were treated the same way as like loved companions, right? It would be the equivalent if the only dogs we ever met came from backyard breeders or something like that, right? Like if their only experience with people wasn't raised with love, then why would they act with love, right? So here all the animals are raised just like dogs and cats with so much love, and you can really see their personality shine because of that.
Yeah, and we should note too, people can come and tour your facility there, your sanctuary. I know you have like a Mother's Day event coming up, which is so cool. I'm like now thinking like I need to make a trip out here because I want to meet Gracie. But thank you.
Welcome. We'd love to have you. Yeah, anytime.
Yeah, we got her. So anything she needs. Thanks, BB, for coming on camera and showing her off. I love your sweet friend there. And Jordan, keep in touch. We love you. I'm so glad that you remembered us and always think of us when you need help. And I cannot wait to add Gracie to this Choose Hope logo, which is just, she's going to fit perfectly on the left side there beside that goat. I'm so excited.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You guys take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.